Crafting, blueprints, and recalibration. I want to talk about how these systems work in the Division 2, as it's very different than it was in Division 1, so this will be useful for newcomers to the franchise, as well as returning veterans. So first off, I want to start by saying that you shouldn't really be crafting anything at the crafting bench. Seems odd, but you'd be wasting your materials crafting weapons and gear as you level up, as you'll craft a nice shiny new weapon, and then in your next encounter, an enemy will drop you something better. Then all those materials that you just put into your nice new weapon are gone, and you can't get them back. The only thing I would recommend crafting are the weapon mods, as these no longer drop from enemies when you kill them like they did in the Division 1. Once you craft these weapon mods, you'll have them forever, and you only need to craft them once, and you'll be able to put them in as many weapons as you want. The stats on these weapon mods are the exact same at level 1 as they are at level 30, so craft them as soon as you can. As you're leveling up in the Division 2, your crafting bench will also level up with you. As this happens, your blueprints that you've gained will also level up with you, so the blueprints are always the same level as you. This happens automatically, so you don't need to worry about upgrading your bench every level. However, once you hit level 24, you will need to go to the crafting bench and upgrade it, and this will upgrade all your blueprints from blue specialized quality to purple superior quality. And again, when you hit level 29, and this will upgrade your blueprints from purple to yellow high-end quality. Once you make it into the end game and start progressing through the world tiers, you will now have a gear score, and each world tier has a gear score bracket. The crafting bench needs to be upgraded each time you enter a new world tier to increase the gear score bracket on your blueprints. Now, let's move on to the blueprints and where to find them. Now, there's 4 ways to get blueprints in the Division 2. Projects, side missions, level 3 control points, and vendors. Projects and side missions you'll be able to do as you level your character up to level 30, but level 3 control points won't be unlocked until you make it into World Tier 4. To make control points level 3, first you need to look for a control point that is controlled by an enemy faction, then look to see if it has any activities tied to it. You can see this by the faint red lines that stem off from it. Control points start off at alert level 1, and activities increase the alert level by 1 or 2 levels, so you only need to do 1 or 2 activities to increase the level. You can see how much an activity will increase a control point's alert level by hovering over it, and you'll see a small white number on it, and with every increase of a control point's alert level, the difficulty of the control point gets increased as well. The control points start off at alert level 1, which is normal difficulty. Alert level 2 is hard, alert level 3 is challenging, and alert level 4 is heroic. So you want to do these with at least one other person, just to make it go much smoother. You don't want to spend time increasing the alert level of a control point only not to be able to do it, and then you lose your reward from dying too many times and the AI take it over without you. The vendors in each settlement, as well as the base of operations, will also sell blueprints. Now, they don't always have them for sale, so just make sure you check them each day to see what they've got. So let's quickly just go over the crafting materials and where to find them. So the receiver parts and protective fabric can be found by dismantling weapons and armor. You can only hold 400 of these at level 30, so you'll quickly fill this space up. Next, we've got 3 green quality materials. These can also be obtained from dismantling, but not as often, and they're more commonly found out in the open world in loot containers, as well as rewards from completing missions and activities. The blue quality materials can be found in the same way as the green materials around the open world, but in order to get them as rewards from missions and activities, the difficulties need to be increased. There's 1 purple quality material, and this can be obtained from dismantling mods, and it's used to create the mods as well. And then finally, we've got the yellow brand set materials. These are required to craft the brand sets when you get the blueprints for them, and they can only be obtained by dismantling purple quality or higher brand set pieces. As you don't have a lot of space to hold the materials like we did in the Division 1, I recommend just selling the items you don't need, as you will need the credits, and credits aren't as easy to come by as they were in Division 1. And you'll need a fair amount of them to craft all the weapon mods and the blueprints that are on sale. So that's everything to do with the crafting side of things. Let's look at the recalibration station, as this has had a major overhaul since the Division 1. In the Division 1, you would reroll a stat or a talent for some crafting materials and some credits, and then you'd be able to choose from a variety of different stats or talents depending on the item that you're re-rolling. Now, that's not how it works in Division 2. Now, we've got to take a stat or a talent from another item that we find. The item that you take the stat or the talent from must be of the same type as well, so you can't swap a talent from an assault rifle to an SMG. It would have to come from another SMG. There are a few other things you need to consider as well. Each talent is given a symbol, and only talents with the same symbol can be swapped with each other as well. Same goes for the attributes. You can only swap an attribute of the same type with one another, so you can't swap an offensive attribute with a defensive one. You must also look to see if a certain stat will be capped when transferring it to your item as well, as it may be more beneficial to transfer different stats So you can transfer something with a higher stat to your piece of gear only to find out that the stat didn't increase because it was already at the max that it could be. When you transfer a stat or a talent from one item to another, the item that the stat or the talent is coming from will be destroyed in the process as well. So you can only reroll one stat or talent per item. The stat or talent can be changed later, but you have to reroll that same talent that you changed previously. So when you're leveling up, if you see a talent that you like, just make sure you keep it in your stash for later, because you'll be able to reroll it onto another piece of gear or a weapon, and it just makes life much easier for you. You don't have to go around farming for all that. So I think that's everything to do with crafting, blueprints and recalibration. If I missed anything out, please let me know in the comments below. Like if you found this video useful, dislike if you didn't, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!